Jacob goes to Egypt, Genesis 46. This is in, again, the video section, taking a chapter at a time, going through the Bible from beginning to the end. Again, more time than the 3 minute here, the 3 minutes short. I'm in the video, so I could comment as I need to or feel to. Okay, it's NIV here, 46 of Genesis. So Israel set out, Jacob, out with all that was with him, with all that was his. And when he reached Beersheba, he offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. That's the God of father, as it's called, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which was the Ancient of Days before he came the Father, the Word who spoke, Jesus. We read that in 1 John, the Gospel, and the power of the Holy Spirit. That's probably the most mysterious 3-in-1 mystery of the Godhead. We see through a glass darkly, but then face to face the Apostle and everything. Verse 2, and God spoke to Israel in the vision at night and said, Jacob, Jacob, Israel. Jacob, here I am, he replied, Jacob. I am God, the God of your father, he said. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. All part of God's plan to make them a peculiar nation. Apostle Paul said one of the biggest reasons is this was all written and done for us in the New Testament for an example of things not to do, basically. For I will go down to Egypt with you, God said, and I will surely bring you back again. Right, he did, right, with Moses. And Joseph's own hand will close your eyes. Literally. He thought he was dead. Amazing story. Yet Joseph will close his eyes in his death so that he sees him one more time. The one he loved the most, because him and Benjamin were the only ones from Rachel, the only wife he wanted to marry, not the other three. Long story. Then Jacob, and totally co-sanguine of him and Rachel, blood related. Then Jacob, not from the concubines, basically the servants that he used for wives. Verse 5, it was wrong. That's what he did. 5, then Jacob left Beersheba, and Israel's sons took their father Jacob and their children and their wives and their carts the Pharaoh had sent to transport him. They also took with them livestock and the possessions they had acquired in Canaan, and Jacob and all his offspring went to Egypt. He took with him to Egypt his sons and grandsons and his daughters and granddaughters, all his offspring. These are the names of the sons of Israel, parentheses, Jacob and his descendants, and in parentheses, who went to Egypt. Reuben, the firstborn of Jacob, the sons of Reuben, Hanuk, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The sons of Simeon, Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman. Again, second wives, on and on, concubines. The sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Judah, Onan, Shelah, Perez, and Zerah, parentheses, but and Onan had died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Perez, Hezron and Hamul. The sons of Issachar, Tola, Puah, Jashhud, and Shimron. The sons of Zebulun, Zerad, Elon, and Jalil. These were the sons Leah bore to Jacob in Padan Aram, besides his daughter Dinah. These sons and daughters of his were 33 in all. The sons of Gad, Zephon, Haggai, Shunai, Esban, Eri, Erodai, and Arilai. The sons of Asher, Imnah, Ishvi, and Beriah. Their sister was Sarah. The sons of Beriah, Heber, and Malchiel. These were the children born to Jacob and by Zilpah, whom Laban had given to his daughter Leah, 16 in all. That was of the bondwoman that served Leah. Anyhow, I don't have time to keep going on and on. Verse 19, the sons of Jacob's wife Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. In Egypt, Manasseh and Ephraim were born to Joseph by Asenah, daughter of Potipharah, priest of On. The sons of Benjamin, Bela, Becher, Ashbal, Gera, Naama, Eha, Rosh, Muppin, Hapun, and Arda. I think that's 9. Anyhow, change the page here. These were the sons of Rachel who were born to Jacob, 14 in all. The son of Dan, Hushim; the son of Naphtali, Jazel, Gaganai, Jezer, and Shiliam. These were the sons born to Jacob by Bilhah, whom Laban had given to his daughter Rachel, 7 in all. Bilhah was given to Rachel as her handmaiden. Anyhow, of time 26. All those who went to Egypt with Jacob, those who were his direct descendants, not counting his sons' wives, numbered 66 persons, with the 2 sons who had been born to Joseph in Egypt, that was Ephraim and Manasseh. The members of Jacob's family which went to Egypt, well, with those 2 were 70 in all. 28. Now Jacob sent Judah ahead of him to Joseph to get directions to Goshen. When they arrived in the region of Goshen, Joseph had his chariot made ready and went to Goshen to meet his father Israel. As soon as Joseph appeared before him, he threw his arms around his father and wept for a long time. Back then, they had to use landmarks. I mean, you know what I mean? How else would you receive directions? 30. Israel said to Joseph, as his father to his son, "Now I am ready to die, since I have seen for myself that you are still alive." Then Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, "I will go up and speak to Pharaoh, and will say to him, my brothers and my father's household, who were living in the land of Canaan, have come to me. The men are shepherds, they tend flocks, and they have brought along their flocks and herds and everything they own. When Pharaoh calls you in and asks, 'What is your occupation?' you should answer, 'Your servants have tended livestock from our boyhood on, just as our fathers did.'" He said you should answer, etiquette, protocol, decorum. Always to be lesser than the king, your servants, you know what I mean? To not anger, show respect. Then you will, continue the last verse, then you will be allowed, Joseph, to them, to settle in the region of Goshen, for all shepherds are detestable to the Egyptians. In other words, like today, the psychology of a lesser human, whatever that person or occupation you think it is, right? Like a blue collar, to many of us. So that they were allowed in Goshen because that was probably more prime land. You know what I mean? That if the Pharaoh didn't like them, they'd be on the very outskirts. Anyway, that's the end of chapter 46 of Genesis. Jacob goes down to Egypt. Okay, bye.